Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Rudy McLennan. Here are your latest news headlines from around the world. Pope Francis has accepted the resignation of Cardinal Robert Sarah as the prefect of the Congregation for Divine Worship and the Discipline of the Sacraments. Cardinal Sarah had reached the retirement age of 75 on June the 15th, 2020. He had been serving as the head of the congregation since November 23rd, 2014. The congregation is tasked with managing matters relating to liturgical practices in the Latin Church. Pope Francis has also accepted the resignation of Cardinal Angelo Comastri, who had been serving as the Archpriest of St. Peter's Basilica and Vicar General for the Vatican City State for more than a decade. Cardinal Mauro Gambetti has been appointed by the Holy Father as the successor to Cardinal Comastri. On Saturday, the 20th of February, Pope Francis visited Holocaust survivor Edith Bruck at her home in Rome. Ms. Bruck, who was born in Hungary, has been living in Italy since 1954. She is also an author. A statement released by the Holy See after the visit read, "The conversation with the Pope revisited these moments of light with which the experience of the hell of the camps was punctuated and evoked the fears and hopes for the time in which we live, emphasising the value of memory and the role of the elderly in cultivating it and passing it on to the young." During the visit that lasted an hour, Pope Francis thanked Edith Bruck for her witness and paid homage to the people who were killed under the Nazi regime. The President of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops released a statement on Friday, February the 19th, praying for all those who were affected by recent winter storms. More than 50 people have lost their lives in the storms, which have affected multiple states across the United States. In a statement, Archbishop Gomez said, "I join my brother bishops in praying for all those who have died and been injured in the recent winter storms." The bishops also offered their prayers for first responders who are offering assistance to those with urgent needs. He urged the faithful to find concrete ways to help others as part of their Lenten almsgiving. Archbishop Gomez concluded his message by entrusting those who are suffering to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The President of Portugal, Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, has asked the country's constitutional court to review a law recently passed by the Parliament, which allows any individual above the age of 18 to procure euthanasia or assisted suicide on the grounds of extreme suffering or irreversible damage. The law was passed on January the 29th, 2021 by the Parliament with 136 votes in favour of the bill, 78 against and 4 abstentions. In a statement issued on February the 18th, President Rebelo de Sousa appealed to the court to review the euthanasia law as it, quote, "does not seem to comply with the constitutional requirement regarding the right to life and human dignity, nor with the certainty of the law." He also said that the law does not provide doctors with any firm criteria to measure suffering in order to deem it intolerable. Once the Parliament passes a law, the President can either approve it, veto it, or appeal to the Constitutional Court for further review. Even if the President exercises his power to veto a law, a second voting by the Parliament can override it. On January the 29th, the Portuguese bishops released a statement expressing their resentment and sadness at the parliamentary approval of euthanasia and assisted suicide. In the statement, the bishops said that it was absurd to legalise death during this time of pandemic while ignoring the value of human life. They also said that the new law, quote, "conveys the wrong idea that life marked by illness and suffering ceases to deserve protection." The bishops called for the protection of life by all means, especially when it is most fragile, and reiterated that palliative care is the solution to suffering. The Catholic bishops of Burkina Faso and Niger have expressed their concern for national security as the problem of internally displaced persons remains unresolved. Following their second plenary assembly for 2020-2021, the West African bishops drew attention to the risk of tensions which could arise between internally displaced peoples and indigenous peoples. The bishops said that in spite of government promises, quote, "the reality on the ground shows that the populations really need to be reassured and to feel protected by the competent authorities." Recommending the strengthening of dialogue and awareness on coexistence, the bishops requested the involvement of various leaders to bring about peace and security. They also requested the prayers of the faithful. Terrorist attacks and insecurity in Burkina Faso and Niger have internally displaced more than 500,000 people. Divine mercy is none other than the gospel of Jesus Christ, who died and rose again, and who gives us his Father's mercy. So said Pope Francis at the conclusion of his Sunday Angelus on February the 21st. He underlined that through St. John Paul II, the message of divine mercy came to spread across the world. The Pope invited the faithful to open their hearts and in faith say, "Jesus, I trust in you." Commemorating the 90th anniversary of St. Faustina Kowalska's reception of the message of divine mercy, a Divine Mercy National Conference was held as an online event. which was live streamed from Dublin in the Republic of Ireland from February the 19th to the 21st. St. Faustina's Diary, which is a compilation of the messages Jesus sent to all mankind, has been translated into more than 20 languages. St. Faustina was canonised by Pope St. John Paul II on April the 30th, 2000. Finally, on Saturday, Pope Francis authorised the promulgation of 8 decrees, bringing 8 candidates closer to sainthood. The decrees were presented by Cardinal Marcello Semeraro, the prefect of the Congregation for the Causes of Saints. The Holy Father has approved a miracle attributed to an Italian laywoman, the Venerable Servant of God Armida Barelli, paving the way for her beatification. The heroic virtues of 7 others have also been recognised by the Pope. They are Servants of God Ignatius of St. Paul, Albino Alves de Cunha Silva, Maria Felicita Fortunata Baseggio, Floralba Rondi, Clarangella Ghilardi, Dina Rosa Belleri, and Elisa Giambelluca. They will now each be known as Venerable. And those are your news headlines for now. There will be more to come later on in the week, but for now, God bless you and Shalom.